What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Mindset Cafe podcast. It's your boy Devan, and always we're here to bring you information that can help you on your journey and open up your mind and allow you to gain the tools and the knowledge to further you along on your journey, right? And so today with our Thursday Brew or our Thursday Thunder, filling that cup up, I wanted to bring you another tool or an understanding, right? That you're not alone in this, and there is a paradox to what I'm about to talk about. I heard this topic the other day, and it really had me thinking, and I wanted to share this with you guys because we all do this, right? How many times have you given someone advice and it's rational, it's sound, it's grade A advice, yet when you face that same problem, you choose to go a different way. And not because it's a better solution or a better course of action, you just choose not to listen to your own advice that you would give someone else, right? You're not alone in that. Even as trainers, I know a lot of trainers that have coaches and have trainers that, push them and stuff like that. And it can be in any area. It could be from your relationships. It could be from, your fitness. It could be from nutrition. It could be, your work, your career, whatever the case is. But when faced with a problem in our day-to-day life, we tend to be able to rationalize other people's problems and look at it through a different perspective and a different lens and give them the advice that they should have, right? To take the best course of action. But we don't tend to do it ourselves. So this paradox is called the Solomon's paradox and refers back to like biblical times with King Solomon. He was notoriously known for being able to give the best advice to solve any problem, yet he never gave himself the right advice, right? He never basically walked the walk per se. And so that's what this paradox really talks about. It almost says like we're able to talk the talk in terms of giving advice, but we don't tend to walk the walk in the same advice that we give. And that can be a limiting factor in your growth or your ability to grow. So how do we solve this? We solve this by starting to ask ourselves, not our current self, but ask ourselves 30, 40, 50 years down the line and ask our future self if, what would they do, right? Now, to do this, obviously, you have to have a goal in mind. You have to have that ideal picture of where do you want to be in 30, 40, 50, 60 years, right? What does that person look like? What are they like? You have to have a picture in your head, right? If I told you, describe your mom, you can describe your mom to me. If I told you, describe your spouse, you could do that for me, right? So describe yourself in, let's say, 30 years. Also describe yourself in 40 years, 50 years, right? Who do those people look like? What do those people do? Where are they financially? What are their relationships like? What are their social statuses? So forth, right? But then go into detail, like dress them up, like what are they wearing, so forth. And when you can actually picture that person in your head, now when you're giving yourself advice, you're consulting your counsel of the later forms of you, you can start to take the shift off of you giving yourself advice to a future you giving advice. And you can give them names and nicknames and whatever you want, but you can have a counsel of essentially, are these, like when you have a question or problem or an obstacle, you ask basically your counsel, what is the best course of action to basically become you, right? What would you do or what did you do to overcome this? Because obviously they already overcame it. They're 30 years down the line. So what would they do? And then follow those steps, right? So now you're starting to give yourself advice as if you weren't yourself. So you're giving yourself advice like if you were giving advice to a friend or to a family member, right? And now you're able to open up your own perspective and you open up your mind to what you should be doing. And then the hardest part is taking action on that, because we tend to be emotional in our decisions and less rational But when we start to consult our counsel, we can start to take away that emotional step, right? Because we're taking a step back, really thinking about it, analyzing it, consulting the counsel, and it takes a second to do all that. And now when we come back to it, we're not buying in emotionally or making an emotional reaction to an obstacle or problem or whatever the case is. And now we can start to do rational steps. And each of these steps will be steps that are aligned with becoming your future self, right? So I want you to realize that you're not alone in giving advice to others that is gold, but you aren't giving advice to yourself that you should be. We all do it in some form or fashion, right? But now I want you to really take that perspective and open up your mind, right? Because how many times have you done that? How many times have you given, your brother, your sister, your best friend the advice, and then you face that problem either, before, or you faced it after you gave them the advice and you just did something different? If that's the case, then this is a tool that you need to start working on, right? So this is something I wanted to kind of bring to your guys' attention and open up your mind to the Solomon paradox. But I hope this helps you guys on your journey. Please send this to a friend that, tends to not make the best decisions, even though they give you decisions and solutions left and right. Make sure you send it to them. Let them know that this is them. Make sure you guys leave a review. I greatly appreciate it. And see you guys on the Friday Live. Okay, make sure you guys tune in. My co-host for Friday Lives will be there, Nick. We go live on social media platforms at 8 p.m. Pacific. We might be switching that up a little bit and trying to do a midday one. But again, we're just testing this live stuff out right now. But again, when you guys hop on, Instagram, Facebook for sure, possibly some other platforms, but I will keep you guys posted as the day rolls on tomorrow. So you guys can make sure you guys can tune in. You guys can talk with Nick and I live. We can answer your questions, talk about different mindset concepts, talk about any problems that you're having, whether it's in fitness, whether it's in nutrition, whether it's in, your entrepreneurial journey. Anything you guys have, we're here for you guys. Our whole goal is, again, to impact you and hopefully give you advice that we would do ourselves, right? Give you the advice and stuff you need to further yourself along the journey. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. Love you all. See you on the next one. Later.